one of the things when I moved out here that I was banking on is a friendship that I'd been working really hard at for like a year, off and on. He's not the easiest person in the world. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But he actually lives like less than 10 miles away from where my property is, which was not something that was intentional. It just sort of worked out that way. But he was the first one to really put like the desert possibility in my brain. It's something that I've always wanted to do since I was little, and my obsession came from like watching Indiana Jones and movies that involved Jerusalem and stuff, and just seeing the landscape and being like, man, oh man, does that just resonate with me? I want to do it. But I didn't have any idea of like, it wasn't in my brain enough for me to go out and explore how I would actually make it happen, because it just seemed so far-fetched and so unfeasible. But this man, he initially he worked really hard to get to know me, and of course part of that dialogue was, well, you should just move out west. And like, my heart had been there for a while anyways, but like, I was like, it's crazy expensive out there. It's as expensive as if I tried to move back to New York, and I'm not confident in my abilities to sustain once I get out there yet. And so I just kind of like noted it and put it on the list of ideas to keep working on and building towards, because it really did sound like a fun idea. And yeah, so this man and I don't know, I feel like I'm a really good communicator, but he is not. We got on really well when we got on, but we didn't get on for any longer than a few weeks before I said something that would inadvertently set him off, and he'd fucking lose his shit and go silent treatment or whatever the fuck on me. I think that's why I loved him so much, because he was like living with my dad again. And there's this piece, it's just like, I'm so devastated over 40 years of my relationship with my parents, or lack thereof. That little kid is just like, she's in there, and she's like, man, if I can just get it right, my life will be worth it. And so I keep finding these people that mimic these same patterns and going all in, because I'm like, I know I can do this right. And it was the same shit I used to tell my dad. Oh my god. What happens when you get older is that little kid just like never ages out of that. Even though your intellect and your logic and your experience is like, this is not feasible, your little kid never gets over that. So yeah, that was my dynamic with him. Well, what happened is like, I kept making sure that he was still on board with like being someone in my pocket when I got out here, because it was terrifying to think about moving all the way across the country and having literally no one that you knew or could, even count on for a phone call if shit went weird. And I just needed to have that. But and he promised me it multiple times, like, I got your back. And mind you, this man is an ex-Marine. Like the brotherhood thing is strong in these motherfuckers. Not so strong, and I guess I'm just a stupid bitch. He ghosted me, and that's unforgivable. Like, it's unforgivable. You might as well be a puppy kicking baby killer at that point, because the agony that I have been holding on to and working through for the past 6 weeks is unlike anything that I've gone through in a really fucking long time, except maybe making the choice to go no contact with my parents. And I think the people, yeah, they're not people. They're pieces of shit. Pieces of shit do this to another person, especially when that other person is being like, yo, you are really hurting me, and is able to say that over and over again. Yo, this hurts. Can we find a different way? This hurts. Can we find a different way? No. There is a point where it just reaches this level of cruelty where you are being a cruel and hateful individual, and you are no better than a serial killer as the bitch is lying on your table and you're carving her up. That's what I needed to say this morning.